Hey, what's up, guys? Another rant video, a little rant video. I really want to get this off my chest. I guess we could call this the daily drive since I'm on my way home. I used to record all my videos in my car. You guys remember those days. Of course, I'd be pulled over for those videos because I was actually playing a game. But in order to rant, I don't think I need to pull over. I can focus on the road, just rant away. That's what I do anyways. Usually it's just in my mind or in my head, right? It's the voices in my head. But this time I'm actually going to speak. So I want to talk about Fortnite. I want to talk about Fortnite. I want to talk about Epic Games. I have some friends who hate everything Fortnite. They hate everything Fortnite stands for, and I just do not understand it. And I also see some people on Twitter, honestly, who I don't personally know, who are hating on Fortnite and Epic Games, and no matter what they do, it seems to always bug them. And I don't know what that is. Is it the old like haterism? Is that what it is? Is that all it is? Like when somebody or someone or some company wildly succeeds at something, they just thrive on seeing your downfall, or they wish downfall upon you. I don't know what that is, but I just don't get it, and it bugs me. It really bugs me. In my opinion, and this is just me, you guys can tell me in the comments how you feel, Fortnite should not only be the game of the year, it should be the game of the decade, because Epic Games has done things that are so groundbreaking to gaming as a whole. We haven't seen it before. And I really think that the game itself, Fortnite, and the business model of it is going to reshape gaming in a way. You know what I mean? It's going to reshape, and you already see other companies and developers taking notice that maybe the way we're used to things isn't the right way, or isn't the most lucrative or the most successful way. There's other ways to do things. So let's talk about Fortnite for a minute here. Obviously, it's a free-to-play game, which is now available on virtually any platform. Any platform you can play a game on, a video game, it's pretty much available for that platform. That's pretty cool. Not only that, speaking of groundbreaking, they actually got through to Sony and all these other gaming system manufacturers, and actually got through on the cross-platform issue that people have been complaining about for many years, right? We all have friends that are on Xbox and you're playing on PS4, vice versa. Your buddy might be on Nintendo, you're on mobile. They changed the game forever on that. We now know that it's clearly possible to do that in multiplayer games. Not only do we know it's possible, we expect it now. We want that to be a thing, right? And Epic Games has kind of been on the forefront of that. It's also been, I think, the most successful free-to-play game ever, right? It has to be. I'm obviously just pulling that out of my ass, but I'm sure it's way up there if it's not the most successful free-to-play game ever. All the microtransactions in the game, they're all cosmetic, purely cosmetic, or you earn currency which you can then use to buy something cosmetic. The only gripe I have, the creative mode they introduced today, which is really awesome, by the way. The first person who I thought about when I heard about the creative mode was Laserbeam. YouTubers like Laserbeam, for example, who are pretty creative as is, they're just gonna go ham on that mode, right? Basically, you have an empty canvas, you can build your own Fortnite map, have your own games. I think it's with up to like 16 players or something like that, something crazy like that. That's gonna be super dope. The only gripe I have with that, they're giving early access with the Battle Pass purchase. So for the very first time, I think, you are able to get something that's not purely cosmetic with the Battle Pass, and I don't want them to go down that road. Obviously there's not any performance enhancing stuff you can buy, but I don't want them to go down that road, down the road of exclusivity, where maybe they unlock game modes for certain systems first. I don't want them to go down that road. I want them to still continue to just treat everyone equal. But they've done that. The cross-platform thing has been absolutely groundbreaking. How do you hate on that? Not only that, they have improved esports as a whole, right? Because they have pledged what, $100 million in prize money, which is good for everybody. That's good for content creators. It's good for competitive players. It's even good for charity, right? I mean, they had a $3 million charity tournament at E3 this year. which is $3 million for charity. How do you hate on that? You can't hate on it, man. Not only that, let's talk about all the content creators that have sprung up through Fortnite, that are making a really, really good living off of Fortnite content, playing the game of Fortnite. Not only that, a lot of those content creators in turn hold their own charity and Extra Life for Kids streams and things like that. So think about all the money it has generated towards good and helping people out. Also helping people out who may have been unemployed and now they're making a living making Fortnite videos or streams or things like that. It's brought it's brought gamers together more than any game I've ever played, for sure. What else? Let's talk about there's so much more to talk about. Let's talk about how they keep the game fresh. Yes, they're making a ton of money. They're making a shit ton of money, but they are reinvesting a lot of that money into the development of Fortnite. They constantly keep things fresh. For people who don't really play the game, they don't understand that, yes, there's more than just one Battle Royale game mode. They have all these different game modes. They roll in and out. They listen to the community. If something doesn't work, they pull it out of the game. If something, if the community loves something, they put it back into the game. They're very on their feet when it comes to that. And we're not used to that. A lot of gamers aren't used to that because you guys know me. I'm fairly outspoken about this stuff, but if there's one thing that bugs is when developers ask you for the gamer's opinion and you give it to them over and over and over again, and your voice is loud and it's clear, but somehow it falls on deaf ears, right? That doesn't happen with Epic Games. They've done a phenomenal job listening to their consumers, listening to their customers. They have done so much for gaming, and I think it's groundbreaking as far as, like, I think developers and gaming studios are gonna have to take notice that you don't need to sell a $60 title, and then you don't need to sell a $60 title to be successful. You can actually give the game away and make more money than you ever could charging for the game. I think all those things have been absolutely phenomenal. One more thing I want to mention about Epic is they obviously own the Unreal Engine, which a lot of gaming studios and developers use for their games. And the way that works is they basically charge you, I don't know if it's a service fee or whatever, they charge you to use the Unreal Engine for their games. Well, they actually cut their own revenue split on the Unreal Engine, and they even made it, I believe, now don't quote, well, you guys can't quote me on this, but I may be wrong. They actually made it retroactive and gave a bunch of developers and gaming studios money back to use their resources, which is unheard of. Like, what developer, what gaming studio, what publisher wants to make less money? They are doing it for the good of the game, so little studios, smaller developers, and smaller publishers can take advantage of their resources and make other games. Like, to me, all of that is phenomenal. I don't see any bad about it. Now, I had a pretty heated discussion with one of my buddies. He came across the story of I think it was a little 8-year-old kid who who came up with that chicken skin, the chicken man, whatever it was called. Tender, I don't remember the name of it, but it was just recently in the store. He came up with that design. Then Epic Games asked some artists to actually draw some concept art for it, and then they actually put it in the game. Now, to me, that was an awesome thing. Like, an 8-year-old basically designed a Fortnite skin. My friends argue, well, Epic is going to make a lot of money charging $15, $20 for that skin off of that 8-year-old kid, and that could be true. We don't know all the details about that. I don't know if there was any money exchanged between the artist, the kid, Epic Games. We don't know. Like, I don't know. If that's the case, sure, they made a lot of money, but at the same time, I don't know. I haven't heard if the kid is really upset about that. The kid's not asking for royalties. The kid is probably just hyped as hell that his design is in the game. That's awesome, right? So you can go both ways on that. I can see his point on that, but that alone doesn't make me hate Epic or Fortnite. To me, Fortnite is honestly the best game that has happened to the gaming community. I put out a tweet earlier. I think Epic and Fortnite is the best thing that has happened to content creators and gamers as a whole since the Elgato capture card was introduced, which obviously was a game changer especially for content creators. So anyways, let me know how you guys feel about this. I've been rambling for way too long, but I needed to get it off my chest. Let me know in the comments how you guys feel about it. Do you guys still play Fortnite? Are you guys hyped for the next season? It's about to drop tomorrow, I believe, so I'm pretty hyped on it. I'm probably gonna live stream that tomorrow. But yeah, let me know, guys. Until then, I'm out. I'm home now, so I'm gonna pull into the parking spot, take mini Uber to a soccer practice. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I'm out.